In 1997, she adopted a Chinese girl, and a new chapter in her life began.
And I realized that it was the love of family.
And now, through an organization called Half the Sky, she strives to bring a caring adult into the life of every orphan child.
And she truly has saved countless lives.
Jenny Bowen is visiting the orphans at Nanjing Children's Welfare Institute. The institute, one of the 56 programs run by her foundation, provides family-like care for abandoned children and orphans, many of them with special needs. They learn while playing, and in the course of this, master the skills of developing their intellectual curiosity as well as interacting with one another and functioning socially.
This is our Little Sisters preschool. This is set up to provide a family-like, nurturing atmosphere for children in order so that they can always feel like they have family, whether they're in school or whether they're at home in our family village. So that's the idea.
In 1998, Jenny set up the Half the Sky Foundation with the goal of bringing a caring adult into the life of every orphan child. In the infant nurture program, one well-trained nurse is assigned to every 4 babies. In this way, large numbers of abandoned, often traumatized small children get individual love and attention.
The most important thing they need is a consistent, caring adult, someone that will come when they need them. And so the first thing we teach our caregivers is about attachment and bonding, that a child from a very early age needs that figure, that one person or 2 people, that the family figures who will respond to their needs. That's the first thing we teach about how to help a child trust, build a loving, trusting bond with another human being. That lasts the rest of your life. If you get that, you have that forever.
The nurturing approach brought by Half the Sky is a significant departure for the institute.
原来我们儿童福利院说句心里话，确实是人员的不足，孩子很多，但是呢，我们的孩子基本上都躺在床上。而半边天的祖母来了以后，他要求孩子必须起床，而且每一个祖母呢，你比如说29个祖母，每人4个，你看是多少？就是接近120个孩子。很快，这些孩子的语言、体能、认知、情感都得到了很大的变化。
Filled with love and professional care, the orphanages have become like homes. Here, the little children are healed and they study and learn to trust. Regular visitors are invariably impressed by the tremendous progress made by the children. Almost half of the children who come here are subsequently adopted, some by parents abroad.
And probably the most important documentation that we do is called the memory book. Every child has one from the time they enter the program until they leave, and when they leave they can take it with them. This is their history. So these children come to the institution without a history, without a background. Their history really begins with us. The memory book records the child's progress, all the milestones, their first words. And you can see as this child is growing, see, she's starting to interact with her friends.
Jenny's bond with Chinese orphans goes back to 1997, when she and her husband, Richard Bowen, came to China to adopt a Chinese girl. The little girl who had been taken in by the Guangzhou Children's Welfare Institute was called Mei Ying. The American couple gave her the name Maya. Maya was 2 years old, but she couldn't walk, talk, and was emotionally closed off. Jenny discovered that these were typical institutional behaviors caused by a lack of attention and love.
What happened was we just did what parents instinctively do. You know, we held her and loved her and talked to her and sang to her, and she sat in my lap whenever she was awake, so she was always being hugged and loved. And one day I looked out my kitchen window, and there was my little girl just transformed. She was like another child. She was like a little butterfly who had just blossomed. And I realized that it was the love of family. The love of family just changed a child within less than a year. That's so easy. Why can't we just do that for all the kids we can't bring home?
In 1998, Jenny, a Hollywood screenwriter at the time, got together with several other adopted parents in the United States to found Half the Sky. The name derives from the Chinese saying that women hold up half the sky, and was chosen because most of the abandoned children were girls. With the help of a Chinese colleague, Zhang Zhirong, Jenny got official approval to establish the first 2 pilot programs in Changzhou and Hefei.
One of the things we did was bring over adoptive families to help us, you know, create these beautiful preschools and infant nurture centers inside the welfare institution. I think everybody in the institution was a little bit nervous when they saw all these Americans coming in, you know, rolling up their sleeves and mopping the floors and mopping the walls, and these people that they'd only seen before, you know, on tour buses were suddenly there in their institutions scrubbing the floors. It was very bizarre.
Very quickly, the children were being transformed. Half the Sky was becoming a full-time job. Jenny was going around raising funds, training caregivers, and pitching programs. At the end of 2006, Jenny witnessed a major shift in attitudes. That year, China launched the Blue Sky program aimed at creating new and better welfare institutions for children.
半面天以后，组织了我们全国的院长，然后来进行了一些交流，发现这是养，而忽视了小孩的特殊教育以及心理的康复。所以呢，我们觉得很快就和我们美国半边天进行了合作。2006年，我们南京4个项目同时开展。
Many of the children have been abandoned because they have special needs. The Half the Sky caregivers become the children's learning partners. They observe the children closely so that they become able to respond to their individual needs and design activities for them accordingly. With time, even the most unresponsive children begin to thrive.
通过我们的努力呢，每个孩子都会有变化。就像我身边这个孩子啊，我觉得特别典型。刚开始的时候，有的医生说这个孩子是有点自闭症，他就只是站在那儿，他都会害怕的发抖。然后如果你去碰他的话，他会大声的尖叫。然后你想不到他现在会是这样。Lovely。非常想。
I am working the hardest right now.
Jenny is visiting the Half the Sky family village at the institution.
Glad to meet you too. Hello.
欢迎你们到我们家来。
Xi Xiaojie and her husband Yang Yong are raising 4 orphans, for which they receive a small stipend.
因为家里面有几个孩子比什么都好，每次下班我都先开这个门，到活动室来看几个小孩，每次都，其实带孩子是一种享受。
Yang's wife, Xi Xiaojie, has been the children's nurse for 4 years. After receiving Half the Sky's nurturing training, she became a full-time carer for disadvantaged children. Some of the children she brought up have been adopted and taken abroad. It's always a sad time when the children leave. The wrench was especially painful with a girl named Diana.
这就是美国发过来的，我给它放大的。这个小东西好玩的很。好玩的很，讨喜的很。讨喜的很。And he's so cute. 就是这个。现在在美国，我们也不知道在哪个地方。
这是一个先天性愚型的小孩，唐氏综合症。
他头一天走了，第二天我下来，在这家看不到那小孩，自己不由自主的就讲实实在在的话，我都哭多少次，不由人的就在那个房间里面，我看了
忙弄被子，
我也看了没，一看小孩没有了，我自己跑到屋里边就跳泪，讲实在的话，真伤心。
Lovely. What a beautiful family you are.
提起那些小孩，我都伤心。
Yeah, I know. Me too. You're lucky. You're in a beautiful family. You have a beautiful mom and dad. They love you so much. Yeah.
Jenny believes that there's a potential in every child. Half the Sky's youth program offers interest learning and vocational training for children aged over 7. Twice a week, 16-year-old Kong Zhenxuan learns to make cakes in a bakery.
Bravo! Bravo! A master.
Jin Xuanhong, who loves music, has recorded lessons once a week. His teacher thinks he has got great potential.
The children have taught me so much. They taught me about having strength inside, about keeping going, about having resilience, bouncing back no matter what befalls you. I mean, think of these children whose lives had such bad luck in the beginning, such bad luck. And yet, you see them today, you see how they laugh and sing and play and they're happy and they go on with their lives and they become something. They've taught me that you can move mountains, that children can, the strength that's in all of us. Bow and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow.
Country house. It was highly recommended to us.
2 years after adopting Maya, Jenny adopted another girl, Anya, to the family. Seeing the 2 girls blossom has been an overwhelming experience for her. She feels a deep sense of gratitude for the gift of her 2 daughters. Jenny also has a natural son and a daughter. Both are married. With the Half the Sky program taking off in 2004, Jenny and her family moved to Beijing so that they could help more children. They stayed for the next 2 years. A vital support for Jenny in her work in China has been Zhang Zhirong. Now 75, when Half the Sky was founded, Zhang was a project director with the China Population Welfare Foundation. She used her experience in working with the government to help Jenny gain the official approvals she needed. She remains a strong admirer of Jenny and her work.
During the very cold year, early of 2008, and also the earthquake in Sichuan, and Jenny is always the first one from U.S. to call us. Please call all the institutions to see what's the needs, what's the conditions of the children. That's a kind of true love, across the board, you know. Yes. So that's touched me and touched all our staff. We should have this kind of passion and feeling and the love for our own orphans. I think so. That's why I want to help.
Prior to the Beijing Olympics, Jenny was chosen as one of 8 foreign Olympic torchbearers. But before that, the Sichuan earthquake happened, and she became heavily involved in the rescue effort. From the start, it was always her ambition to create something lasting for China. Her dream came true in late 2012 with the founding of Half the Sky's sister foundation, Chunhui Boai Children's Foundation.
So we set up a Chinese organization. Thanks to the Ministry of Civil Affairs, we were registered in Beijing as a foundation that is able to fundraise from Chinese citizens so that they can support programs that benefit the welfare of their children, and yet it's done on international standards with the same accountability and transparency and professionalism that Half the Sky has.
Cindy Xue Ling is the Chunhui CEO. She left a senior position at PepsiCo a year ago to join Chunhui.
I am working the hardest right now. According to my husband, he believes that I am working twice as hard as he has ever seen me. But I am not just twice as happy, but maybe 3 or 4 times as happy. All my friends now are saying that I'm glowing. So I'm really, really grateful to have this opportunity joining Jenny and her team.
Zhao Wen and Janice are experts on child education from the U.S. They have been with Half the Sky since the very beginning. Many of the welfare workers they trained have become Half the Sky child development experts. The foundation has bases in 26 provinces, and its CDEs work throughout a given province, helping smaller institutions to set up programs training caregivers.
因为我们的工作性质呢，经常常年出差在外，所以呢，我们就牺牲了很多跟自己的家人和自己的孩子去相处的时间。很期待基金会为我们的家庭办一份家属支持奖。
我从小是在福利院长大的，然后一直以来我都特别的自卑。然后在1级培训的时候，我收到了反馈是：郭老师，你做的真棒。然后我从来没有听说过，有这样子好的一个培训的理念，所以对于我个人的成长来说，我觉得真的是只要你相信，你真的是可以做得到。
I think everybody agrees, huh? Everybody agrees? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
In today's wealthier and more urbanized China, fewer healthier female babies are being abandoned. The children in the welfare institution are more likely to come from impoverished rural areas and to have medical conditions the family can't afford to treat.
This is the baby named Chunhui, right? Oh, you're a big girl.
The China Care Home provides care for children as they await or recover from surgery.
Can you tell me what the problem is? Do you know?
它是一个先天性复杂性的一个心脏病，那么要通过进一步的这个 B 超、彩超进行检查。
So we'll find out. When will we find out how complicated?
The day after tomorrow.
Oh, very soon. You let me know, okay? We'll be watching her. She's very sweet.
The medical staff takes care of the children's health.
他这右肺我听了听，呼吸音有点粗，那咱们注意点，他那个随着天气的变化，给他增减衣服。好。
Before there was a China Care home, children would come from different parts of China to the big cities for surgeries, but there was no nurturing care at the same time. So they'd come with an IE who would just leave them there. They'd have these life-saving treatments like heart surgery, open heart surgery, but there'd be no one there to be with them when they received those treatments. Now, they stay here until they're strong and well. You can see this one's really strong and well now, and she's going home tonight. So this is a very important part of what we need to offer children who, especially when they're medically fragile. You don't look so medically fragile anymore. Today, a big tree with lots of fruit.
And she truly has saved countless lives.
It will be a lot more than a week.
We've probably visited over 100 welfare institutions, social welfare institutions, children's welfare institutions, because the more we travel, the more we see, the more we understand the needs. And we've been able to design our programs more carefully, responding to the needs that are in the institutions. Half the Sky grew up inside the institutions. It's not like some foreign organization that came with a bunch of foreign ideas and tried to plant them in China, but actually grew up out of the needs that we observed.
In 2010, at a ceremony in the Great Hall of the People, Half the Sky launched the Rainbow Program. This groundbreaking joint initiative with the Ministry of Civil Affairs aims at providing training for every child welfare worker in the country, and through this, establishing a national standard for child care.
不仅是我仅仅说它带来了专业知识，它其实还和政府密切合作，推动政府的工作转型。我们国内现在没有这么专业化的儿童照料人员，没有经过这么高素质人员的培训，我们这套体系都还没有建立。他建立的这半边天基金会，包括现在的春晖博爱，我觉得他把这个体系给大家了，这是非常大的贡献。
Chunhui is holding its annual board meeting. The challenge they're facing is to carry forward the torch the foundation has lit and sustaining its work into the future.
春晖的资金资助过的福利院是37个，所以我们进到院里去培训，进行实操和理论的培训，就这个院里是很受欢迎的。那我们请 Carol 刚打给这个007。
The board members are discussing fundraising and publicity. Raising money is always a matter of major concern.
52张床位，100多个，就这个护理。
我的团队真的没有一个人是筹资出身的，所以我们真的是从零开始做起。
认真的这个做一点，就是 fundraising 的这个 information package 做这个呢，我觉得这是蛮重要的。
I sent a letter to my Half the Sky board of directors and I said, I'm sitting in this room at the Chunhui board meeting. I'm the only foreign face in the room. I'm not contributing anything to this meeting and I'm listening to 15 people figure out how to build the future of Chunhui for China's children. It's like a dream come true. It's not a foreign organization, it's China doing what I always dreamed that China would do.
This is a historical.
It is. This is the best meeting I've ever been at. Because I did nothing.
No!
I did nothing. And it all happened. I mean, this was a beautiful meeting.
That's your goal.
Yes, yes, that's my goal.
This is your, that's from seed to fruit.
Today, a big tree with lots of fruit.
Chunhui is holding its annual gala. Thanks to the consistent efforts they have made to help Chinese orphans, they are gaining more and more support from society.
Jenny is, without doubt, the most wonderful and inspirational woman I've ever met anywhere in the world. There are lady politicians around the world, lady CEOs of big businesses, but Jenny Bowen, she goes about her work in a very humble and under-the-radar way, and she truly has saved countless lives with the work that she's put in place. And she continues to work tirelessly for Half the Sky. I just hope that we've got many, many, many more years of Jenny's inspirational leadership, because she truly is an inspiration.
The children performing on stage come from welfare institutions across China. All have benefited from Half the Sky's youth program.
They will grow up to fulfill their potential, to be productive citizens of China instead of burdens to society. Tonight, by coming here, I, who have given my life to do this, am asking you to send my daughters, beautiful brothers and sisters, who are still in welfare institutions, a message. The message is, you are loved. You are valued. Your life matters. Help us. We can do it together. We can. I need help. Who wants to help?
I come from a very low family. My dad is a carpenter, but I went to US for B school, where I worked 9 to 2 a.m. for 5 years. Now I come back to Hong Kong, found my own company. What I will say is, I want to give up 1 week of my pay, which is about 150,000 US. 10 years from now, if still stay here, I'm sure it will be a lot more than a week. Maybe like you guys, half of the life saving.
These children, who's going to help? Okay, there's someone. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else? Our volunteers will come help you out. Families, going all the time.
Jenny and her team have succeeded in transforming China's child welfare system. 100,000 children's lives have been affected, and 120,000 caregivers have been trained. And with Jenny's determination to continue her work, more vulnerable children will be set on the path to a better life.